Okay, welcome everyone. We'll start our lesson one. Today lesson will go through LO1, learning outcome one, understand the concept of assurance. So we'll go through assurance, what is meant by, and a couple of you hope so already learn about audit and audit assurance. So this is all about. So before starting this unit, we'll discuss, how many learning outcome we have and how will be assessed as well. So first we have learning outcome one, which will go through lesson one, is define the term assurance, the concept of reasonable assurance, explain the assurance process, compare and contrast the responsibility of different stakeholder involved in the assurance engagement. Then if you want to work towards merit criteria, you have to go through the analysis the possible purposes and outcome obtained from the different assurance engagement and assess the need to plan assurance activities and why we need to be professional judgment, what is about. And then we have a learning outcome two, which will go through in lesson two, internal control. Lesson three will be about understand the greater evidence, completing a assurance engagement. And lesson four will go through understand the need of professional ethics when working in the assurance. So that's all will be in our four lesson. And the last lesson will be about assignment and assignment brief, how we can address all the learning outcomes. And you have to submit assignment, and this will be assessed. And that's the assessment criteria which we'll use, and all these learning outcome and assessment criteria we're supposed to be addressed. So unit purpose of this unit is to provide the learner with the understanding about the concept of assurance, and learner consider the responsibility of different stakeholders. So assurance engagement, that will go through and will gain an understanding about internal control, why control is important. And assurance engagement, as well as gain the practical understanding about. We'll try to be include as many example we can, but keeping in view of the time, normally we deliver one learning outcome in one, but I'll give you the booklet which will shows and you can, and will address in detail all the concept areas. So it's good to be, I'll send you that. It's a Kaplan F6 ACC F6, the booklet, which will be consist of very details. So I'll show you, and this you can use for your background reading. So which I'll send you, and I'll ask Raman to upload on Moodle as well. So everything you will find on Moodle. So
is it F6 or is it F9?
Sorry, F8.
F8, okay.
Yes, so which is based on F8, because assurance is part of audit assurance, which is a F8 exam according to ACCA layout. So this will be the booklet which I'll send you. Yes. So all these, and there are a lot of activities, those if you want to go through for your sake of your own interest area, and even you can reference, when we'll prepare the assignment.
Yes.
And I'll also send you the Kaplan pocket cards, those are the notes. Those also help. Okay, let's please scale 1 to 10. Always good to be when we start any activities, always reflect your current knowledge, how much we know about. What do you think? 1 to 10, please.
I would say 5.
5. Good. Okay. Yes, next, please.
Yeah, 6.
5, 6. Okay, good. So we can say our mean is CAM 5, which is not bad. It's mean lot of things already, so which is good. Please share your experience. Okay, so the inductive content, what we're supposed to be, the key terminology is what we're supposed to be learned today. Concept of assurance, user of assurance report, internal, external, assurance principle, limitation, scope, purpose, why, different technique, different strategies we can use, assignment, acquisition, risk, acceptance, engagement, evidence, sources, and all these, which we'll go through, why we need to keep the records while reporting. Okay, so if we look the purpose of financial statement, why we prepare financial statement, what do you think?
To comply with the accountancy regulations in the country.
You're right. financial statement you prepare, two key things, it provide you true and fair information, yes, to their user. Yes, user can be internal and external.
Yes.
Okay, what is audit then? Can we define audit in our own word? What do you think?
Maybe to justify the figures in the financial statements.
Oh, we can justify. Okay, justify. Okay, really, a auditor need to justify?
Or reassure.
Reassure. So assurance, reassure. Reassure about what? Is it true and fair?
True and fair. If there's any material misstatements.
Material misstatements. Yes, good. So material misstatement, if they have, so that should be. So the information is a material. Yes. Is there any material misstatement? And this is a detail. The word audit is derived from the Latin word addere, which means checking the accuracy in the book of account.
Yes.
Accuracy. Yes. So we want to make sure if the things are accurate in terms of, if we are using IF, International Accounting Standard, yes, those are comply with the, if it's a company, yes, those are comply with the Company Act, yes, 2006, or we can say 1985. So that's the key. And we know how many types of financial statement we prepare in accounts, yes?
Yes.
So detail. Assurance further we can get from third party as well, yes? Auditor, yes. What we saying, is it material? So what is the materiality? Do we know what is meant by materiality concept?
Materiality means if it's really important.
Yes, we can say it's important. Let's if it's a big company like a Tesco, yes, £10 transaction, yes,
it's immaterial.
So this is not material, but Tesco, their sale was 180 million, yes, but they showed it 225 million. What do you think now?
That is material.
It can influence on the decision making. So that's we think about is a material. But if we're not caring about 10, 10, 10, it can become a material.
Of course, yes.
So next the definition of assurance, in which the practitioner or account can express or the conclude designed to enhance the degree of confidence. Yes. Confidence. Lot of things happen like creative accounting. Think about Enron scandal. Think about recent, Carillion companies.
Yes.
Yeah. So these are intended users, then the responsible party about the outcome. Evaluation or the measurement of the subject matters against the criteria.
Yeah.
So in the case of audit, the definition work in the practical like practitioner, which is the people, intended user, owner, yes, shareholder or stakeholders, we can say, responsible parties, managers, subject matter, which is opinion is given in the financial statement, criteria, accounting standard, and the legal requirement. So assurance can be reasonable. Assurance is a high level of assurance, but not absolute assurance. We check book of account, we did audit, but whatever we found, those are relevant in those laws. Yes, maybe in future the value will go up and down. We can't give 100% assurance. Yeah? Maybe still is a fraud there. But whatever we not found, we observe everything the processes are. And the company is a going concern. Do we know what is meant by going concern?
Yes.
Okay, so that's the key message really it's come. Limited assurance is a low level of assurance than the reasonable assurance, which is stated negatively. The auditor can never give absolute assurance because there is an inherent limitation of audit. So inherent limitation of audits, it can be subjective judgment by director. Director may not give the full information. Whatever the book of accounts or the record they will provide, we can give assurance on the basis of those. If they hide it, we can't. They're not supposed to hide it, but of course we're looking audit standard as well. What's our cost? So possibility can be fraud has been concealed. Yes, sampling or no evidence, persuasive or not conclusive. So that's all we need to look around. Okay, then as we mentioned, what is assurance is an engagement. Yes, expects conclusion designed to enhance the degree of confidence. Intended user, according to the International Audit and Assurance Standard Board. And in the simple term, giving assurance means offering an opinion about specific information. So the user that the information are able to confident decision. Decision making is selecting the best course of action. We make decision making, it means selecting. Yes, or we can say meaning or means, yes, selecting best option. Yes. So we can make decision where we can minimize risk. Risk is a probability of happening something. Risk can be positive and negative. So higher the beta, higher the risk, higher the return. Higher risky companies should provide a higher return. In shares is a higher return. So incorrect is reduced. So we need to be look around what are the insurance engagement can be reasonable assurance, limited assurance, statutory audit, which we can do by law, we need to do, review engagement, and free from material misstatement, and true and fair. Okay, then next we can look around element of assurance engagement, which there are the 5 elements. The 3 parties involved, the practitioner, the review of information, the intended user, the responsible party, the subject matter under the scrutiny, and the suitable criteria against which judge the reliability and accuracy of the subject matter according to International Financial Reporting Standard. Or it can be IFRS, Financial Reporting Standard UK. So sufficient, appropriate evidence. So that's we need to be. We need to be written reports. Always good to be written evidence. Yes, not verbal. So that's help to increase the confidence. Okay, then next areas when we're looking, for example, consider someone who is buying a house. Most of member of the public lack of the technical expertise to assess the structural condition of the property. So there is therefore a risk that someone pay a large sum of money to purchase a structural unsafe property, which needs to be further expenditures to make it usable. So we need to reduce this risk. It's the normal for the house buyer. Yes, to pay the property surveyor, practitioner to perform the structural assessment of the house. The surveyor would then report back written report. Yes, house is buyer identifying any structural deficiency made against the suitable structural criteria. And within this information, the potential buyer can then make their decision to buy or not to buy. With the confidence, they know what is the structural condition of the house is. Yes. So that's the crucial. That's we need to look around. So there is process we need to the development of assurance engagement, incorporation, and separation of ownership and control. Yes. So directors, shareholders, yes. So business can be operate through the number of different vehicles. It's common investor, those businesses to seek the protection about limited company status. This means they could lose the fund to invest in the business. They can be held, personally responsible to satisfy the remaining corporate debt. The creation of the limited company is the referred to an incorporation. Of course, we all know we don't need to really go in detail, but it has a separate legal entity. Yes. And organization definition, it should be it's artificial person, should be treat other human being, other stakeholder equally, look their interest as well, the creation. So that's, the key which we need to look around. Shareholders, ownership, and the finance, company, control operation, financial and other reportings. So details can give the assurance on these, those are working. Okay, we use one term, it's called stewardship. Do we know what is meant by?
Agency, stewardship is agency.
Okay, well then that's agency, agent, yes. Think about actually the shareholder or the owner of the company, yes. Director or the agent, really, they're working for, yes. The relationship between them, that's called agency relationship.
Agency theory.
But if the director is work on their interest, like CEO Barclay Bank got 2 million bonus. Actually, Barclay Bank not earned the single penny profit back in 2015. So yes. So actually, how is it responsible if there is a no performance? Why there is a bonus? Yes. There's a lot of discussion happened during the Theresa May government. Is there should be a corporate governance should be more tightening. Yes, these issues won't be happen. And Facebook paid 4,000 tax when they earned 75 million. Yes, so is lot of discussion. So stewardship is the responsible to take the good care of resources. Yes, that need to be, and this relationship we call fiduciary, which is by law. Yes, which is dual by this relationship. The steward is accountable for their way he carried out this role. Yes, they need to always work the good faith and not only self-interest. They can be accountable. We need a good corporate governance, and we need to develop the relationship, yes, to perform. And true and fair information will come. Audit engagement. Audit objective is true and fair, as we discussed, and general principle ethics. Do we know professional ethics? What those are, please? Do you know the 5 professional code of ethics which every accountant need to be followed?
5 professional codes of ethics.
Okay, to remember easily, remember the word popular people chat in office. You may be observed some people are very famous, they carry on chatting in offices. So PPCIO, popular people chat in office. So first P is represent professional behavior. Professional behavior. Okay, second is professional competencies and due care. Do we know what is meant by?
No.
Every year we have to do CPD, up to date knowledge and skills. We can be outdated. Do we know the difference between competencies and capabilities? Anyone? What do you think? What is the key difference? Of course, you're capable. You're preparing account. You've done degree. You have experience in accounts. Yes. Maybe in the tax affair or another area, you're not competent. Yes. You pass your driving test. You're capable. That's why you got driving license. That's why for a few months or few weeks, we need to display the newly passed driver plate on our car because we can make mistakes. Yes. So competencies come with experience. Yes. So the skills we have, they can become outdated, and we need professional competencies in due care. We need to carry on doing upskilling. Yes. CPD, which is the requirement of professional bodies. Professional behavior don't disrepute self-interest or any close relationship. Okay, next, which we'll go through in our ethics, which is learning outcome 4 as well further in detail. Okay, next we have C is a confidentiality. Can we declare confidential information? We have two laws as well, GDPR 2018 and we have a DPA 1998. And under these we have a SAR, subject access request. Anybody can ask and can get any information either we are holding or any other party is holding, yes, by paying £10, which is a legal fees. Okay, this is confidentiality. We're not supposed to declare the information, only we can declare when is the best interest of the public. Okay, next I is represent integrity. It's mean honesty. Yes, we should be honest with our clients, whatever we give. And last is objectivity. Our objective to provide true and fair information based on within the law and ethics. Yes. So International Federation of Accountants normally, and the IFRS is a member as well. Yes. Professional system which we can recognize the financial statement being audited and maybe materially misstatement. So we need to be give the true and fair. Yes. Always we need. Okay, we have an International Audit Standard Board. It's the framework assurance engagement for which reasonable limited assurance engagement, sufficient appropriate assurance. Yes, we need to conclude and confirm the material respect. Positively worded the assurance opinion. Yes, because the details that can make difference. The role of auditors, three parties involved. Yes, prepare, management directors, shareholders, and practitioners. We need to be end of the day we all the focus is true and fair. And we know creative accounting. Yes, what is about creative accounting? Okay, so creative, you may be heard about Enron, World Telecom, and various other under or our stated. Yes, things such a creative which we're not supposed to be. That's why new standards carry on coming. We have an international audit standards. We need to be look around the financial information, subjective and judgmental matters, inherent limitation control. We need audit evidence. We need representation from the management. We need evidence, persuasive, not conclusive. Yes, the details and don't review 100% transactions. Yes, we have a sample. The sample should be represent whole population. So sampling technique or details it really matters as well to develop that good assurance. Some users incorrectly believe the audit does provide absolute assurance. No, there is expectation and the gaps in expectations. There is a misconception. It's not 100%. We can't do audit 100%. We can't really pay. Yes, don't have a time deduct. We have a system in place, processes. We know ISO. What is ISO? Have you heard about ISO? A couple of you heard about ISO 9000, ISO 14000. Yes. What is the ISO? It's called International Standardization Organization. They do audit, but they do quality audit. Yes. So audit is all about what you are saying. Same thing you are doing, and you have documentary evidence for it. Yes. So then you can entitle to get ISO. Or even, yes, some accounting firm goes as well. Of course, they have qualities look by the institute, but they can go for further. Yes, conclude the matters. Yes, negative, positively can be affected. Okay, next we have when we do audit engagement, limited assignment review engagement. So we need voluntary analytical procedures we can use. Yes, different procedures, analytical and make ensure is it negative assurance report? Yes, we can say there is nothing we found. Yes, and the details in our attention which can conclude there is a matter of going concern. Objective review the financial, enable auditor to state whether the basis of the procedure which don't provide all the evidence required in our audit. Anything has come to auditor attention that cause the auditors believe the financial statement not prepared according to the applicable financial reporting standard. Yes. Like, you have, it's a new employees you recruit, what procedure? Have you done the background check? Do we have insurance numbers, visas, and whatever? Yes. Even the fake worker being found in various companies. Yes. During audit process. Okay. Even one of big electricity company, which is Scottish and Southern Electricity, being found. Okay. So that's why we need to be look around audit assurance engagement. Element 3 parties, fact matters, suitable criteria, all we discussed in the previous slide as well. Any question up to now, please? If you have, you can stop me. Maybe I'm too fast.
No, it's fine.
I'm assuming you already know, so that's why. Yes. Expectation gaps we need to be look around. Yes. Sometimes it's very high expectation. We need to be make sure we'll fulfill as much. Yes, details we have. Believe that we are representative, but how it can be possible when the client is paying you money? Yes. Yes. And then so that is a huge area of, ethically discussed as well. Client paying money, we are charging money, and we saying, they will object, the client procedures are not correct. Yes. So that's a huge, discussion going around these areas as well. Okay. So what we need to professional standard, always duty of care. We need to be make sure not damage. Yes. Reputation we give, whatever we give. Yes. Audit can be fail, sometimes we can't give the negative without coming any evidence. Yes. So the report should be based on. Okay. So that's auditors need to be looked around. Professional skepticism is the attitudes of critical assessment. Yes. Use questioning mind necessity to prevent overlooking suspicious your own observation, drawing incorrect conclusion. Yes, editors should neither assume the management is a dishonest or fail to question whether they are honest. This means the attitude that include being alert to the condition which may indicate the possible misstatement due to the error or fraud. It is important editors to note down the important conversation with the client, staff that support and provide the audit evidence. That we need to. Okay, ethical standard as we discussed, we need to be followed. Okay, we discuss about 5 professional code of ethics. We have a 5 threads that can be self-interest, yes, advocacy, giving to clients, yes, are looking the accounts as well and doing audit as well. Yes, self-review. We shouldn't. Thread of members. We need to be try to minimize. We need to be draw the professional. We should have a safeguard in place. Yes, where we can't be really same audit advisor goes in every year. Become close relationship. Yes, and then gift. Can we take gift? Many people give lot of gift to accountants. Yes. Can we take gifts?
I think there's a certain limit where you can take gifts.
Yes, you have to use the professional judgment. There is no such law, but a lot of people suggest not more than £50. Yes, lot of discussion on this, but we need to be use professional judgment. So that's we need to always make sure, and we have a safeguard for it. Yes. Okay, then we discuss ethical standard. We need to then assurance. Someone can meet to be comfort, convince, encourage, persuade. Yes, can be mean, affirmed, attest, or confirm. The audit mean to check, examine, which we discussed earlier. Yes. So we need to be look around, which will go through internal audit. We can rely on, is it internal audit is independent? Yes. Are the same people working in and same in the audit department? Audit planning. Yes, we need to look around internal system of control. They are dealing with the cash, are paying with the cash, or the salaries in the cash. Petty cash vouchers are properly who segregation of duties, which will go through more in internal control. Next lesson. So audit evidence, yes, audit completion, audit reports, and the feedbacks. All we need to look around from. Okay, ISA 300, which is audit standard, responsible to assess the risk, require the auditor to design and perform the audit procedure. The nature, timing, extent, these are the based on the responsive to assess the risk of the material misstatement. Yes, third party evidence always good to be get free from the material financial statement. Is it they use, they said is someone else property, like we have a new leases IFRS 16. Have we heard about IFRS 16? New International Financial Accounting Reporting Standard 16, which is about leases. Leases can be two types: finance lease and operating lease. So in the past, people not used to show the operating lease in the financial statement. They not used to show how long they have a commitment with the company who provide them asset, and they used to not really used to show the long-term liability. So now the new IFRS 16, we have to create the asset, we have to create the liability. We need to carry on doing depreciation, we have to revalue asset, and if the liability settle down and finish. At the end, if liability is outstanding, this should be against the asset, yes? So at least you have true reflection about the capital figures as well. Okay, that's is we need to test of control, which we'll go through more in the next lesson as well. Responding to the risk, audit evidence, respond to the risk, overall responses, further audit procedures, record audit plan, test of control, substantial procedure, analytical procedure, test of control. Auditor must obtain sufficient appropriate audit evidence, sufficient and appropriate. On the basis they can develop audit opinion, affect the reliability of the evidence, consider who generated it, written down, is it original document, is it the invoices in sequence or not, yes, are there fake invoices there. So test of control further we have in chapter as well. So the design of the system and operations, role to control testing, yes, so we can perform some tests to develop our opinion. Okay, substantial procedure, the data keep the substantial assertions. We need to look around reporting about the classes of transaction, events, yes, disclosure, occurrence of the transaction, completeness, accuracy, cutoff dates, yes, classification. Maybe we classified under wrong. We're saying, is it, yes, we're treating expense actually was asset, yes, to be. So about, the accounts, balances and related disclosures, all we need to be look around. Evidence about exception is obtained via following procedures: analytical procedures, inquiry, external confirmation, inspection, observation, recalculation, and reperform. Auditor must always carry out substantial procedures on the material item. Right? Audit can never only be based on the test of control. Yes, look around. The analytical procedure is the relationship between the item of the data and the relevant information. Comparison. E is financial information. Yes, similar information from the prior period. Is the costing method? Yes, whatever been. We use activity based or standard costing or whatever, because the value of the asset can be changed, especially in terms of inventory. Yes. Elements of financial expected to control patterns. Yes, link between the financial and non-financial information. Risk assessment, we must, carry it out. Is it reliable, relevant, and available? Yes, substantial procedures we can. Okay. We need to look around why is it significant fluctuation in receivable, payable, or inventory values. Yes. Are the non-current asset is being properly depreciated? Yes. Amortize or revalue. Is the window 98 CDs in the warehouse? It's still showing is a £300 each CD, but actually market value is not. Yes. So we need to think about so sampling techniques. We need to be look around what we applying audit procedures to 100% item in the population, less than or what we want. Yes, how many percent? Try to be reasonable. Size and selection, what basis we use, random sampling, whatever. Yes, qualitative which we'll go through more in the when we'll do, and the test. Is it the audit software? Yes, test data and integrated test facilities. Do we have? We need to look around. Then we can draw the opinion. Okay, I copied the link for you for the reading here. Yes, and I'll send you the booklet. Which will be available on Moodle. And anybody, any question, please?
So how will this be assessed? Like you said in the beginning.
This will be assessed through assignment. You need to write around 3,000 words assignment. Yes, where all these learning outcome. We have a 4 learning outcome, around 15 assessment criteria. Yes, we've been given the scenario, and we need to say here we need to apply this test or that test we can, and we need to write about. Okay, which we'll go through, and I'll give you the guidance, and we'll go through according to the assignment brief. We keep one lesson assignment brief, which is when we'll finish all the learning outcome. Then we can say lesson 1 can be applied to this task, or lesson 2 can be applied to this task. Or which section and which website, or where you can and how you can. So that's our thoughts. Okay, anybody, any question, please? If you have any question, you can drop me email. That's all, today lesson. Yes, understand the concept of. So that's all we need to go through the assurance.
Okay, great. That's fine. So basically, is